that I'm doing fine. You guys are on my mind. You asked me what I wanted to be, and now I think the answer is plain to see. I wanna be famous. I wanna live close to the sun. Oh, pack your bags, cause I've already won. Everything to prove, nothing in my way. I'll get there one day. Cause I wanna be famous. Na 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 na. I wanna be famous. I wanna be famous.
Welcome to the animation block. Hey guys, it's Ryder here. This is our first special edition of the animation block. I don't know if you want to title this an episode or if it's technically an episode. Maybe we can figure that stuff out later. But I did want to do a much shorter type-ish episode of the animation block, just to cover some of the new things that were just released yesterday, or I guess at the time of this release of this, special or episode, whatever, 2 days ago, that the big Nintendo Switch presentation took place. Now, I know this is clearly an animation podcast, but in the sense that video games, they are computer graphic images. They are made through the same power and sense that, animation is made on. It's just a much different type of format, although it is still made very much the same way. So I figured, why not just do a special on this? There were some really cool things that were announced and shown off. Now, the whole idea of the Nintendo Switch is basically the idea of a portable console, like the 3DS or something like that, kind of mixed in the sense with like something like a Wii U, except it just has tons and tons more features. The more tablet mode, the portable mode, is somewhat of like you've got an iPad, and then there's something called the Joy-Cons, where you snap them on there, and then it kind of becomes this like big iPad-ish type of 3DS thing. It's kind of pretty cool. It's a cool concept, and we know now that the release date has been not moved, but announced, I guess, for March 3rd of 2017. So that's like a month away, pretty much, month and a half, really, and that's very soon, and it's going to be going for $300. But that's not really the part I want to talk about here. I want to talk about the games, because there were some pretty cool games that I don't know if they're going to be revolutionary, but I do think they are definitely something that will spark interest in a lot of people. Now, me personally, I'm not really in the market for a Nintendo Switch or a new console in general. I'm pretty satisfied right now with the PS4 Slim, 3DS, and an Xbox 360, even though I don't use the Xbox that much anymore, just kind of more so on the sense of I'm, doing Disney Infinity stuff, but that's going to come to an end. Whatever. Who cares? Who cares? You guys don't care about that part. My point is, I'm not really in the market for the Nintendo Switch, but some of these games do spark my interest, and while I don't know for a fact if I will be getting this, I do really think that these games do have the potential to really spark that interest for a lot of people and make this a much worthy system. So the first I want to start in with Mario Kart 8. Look, Mario Kart, I think, has been... I'll use the word revolutionary for this one, because really Mario Kart was to me, a racing game that just kind of counted. You've got your Need for Speeds and your Asphalts and all your typical racing games that are pretty badass and fun. But with Mario Kart, it's like you feel that there's a true competition. You feel like this is a game you can get together all of your buds, right? Even if you hate the rest of Nintendo. Maybe you haven't played the Wii or the Wii U or in this case now, so the Switch in quite a while. But it's that kind of game that you can get everybody together and be like, let's do this. And it's fun. They've got the great characters, they've got the great maps. But what Mario Kart 8 is doing, what they're adding for the Switch, like the new updated version of this game, apparently it's new maps and new features for the cards. So just this launch trailer alone looked really great. There was a King Boo. Yes, that's pretty big in the sense of Nintendo Switch and in Nintendo in general. You obviously saw Bowser Jr., who's not too much of a new character. I do wonder how many more new characters they'll be adding, although I don't know how many were really announced in that trailer, but I thought this just looked really gorgeous, and I think it could be pretty cool to just have that go on. Now, part of the idea with the Nintendo Switch is that you can slide off those two slider things, or the Joy-Cons. Jeez, I'm gonna have to get used to that, and you can really have two players playing on that smaller screen, and you can also buy like more of a regular controller like for a PS4 or an Xbox One or Xbox One S, whatever. You can buy like a more of a solid, wholesome piece like that for two of them to play with your buds. Now, the thing is, if you want to get Joy-Cons, extra Joy-Cons, it's like $70 for a new set of Joy-Cons. So the whole idea with this is that it is pretty revolutionary technology. Now, the games hopefully will make that revolutionary technology worthwhile. I think it's definitely the first of its kind, but I just hope it doesn't disappoint. And that's again what I'm kind of getting in more so with the games. It was also shown off Splatoon 2, which was a very, at least in my opinion, unexpected hit. I did not think this would be as big of a hit as it was for Nintendo. I think it's been like 2 or 3 years since this game has been out. I want to say 2013, maybe 2014. So that's about 2 years, right? Maybe 3, 4, whatever. It's in the 2 to 4 range, and it's been a really huge deal. And then you've got their gaming competitions with people doing this. You've got another game where I feel like you definitely can play with the family, but definitely get your buds together again. If you're tired of doing Mario Kart, then everyone's like, all right, throw on Splatoon. And it's one of those games that maybe nobody else cares about Mario or any of that, but it's just one of those games where it's like, that's like a party game to me, almost, kinda, not for, when I mean party game, I mean like big get-together with your friends or people you just kind of want to chill out with, or maybe you have a family gathering. Not as much so, let's have a great time party, like, well, let's get, effed up. Then not that kind of party. Hopefully I'm making sense here, but it's, in this sense, the Splatoon 2, you get to see some new maps, you get to see some new functions for the character, very similar as to Mario Kart 8, and that does seem to be the whole idea. They're taking the basis of, again, Mario Kart and Splatoon, what made those games so great. They're just adding upon that very slightly, but in so very effectively. And I do appreciate that as somebody who's played those on the non-Nintendo Switch consoles so far. Of course, you've got Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which looks fully gorgeous. It looks truly gorgeous. I know that game's like out or coming out or whatever very shortly. I think it's already come out, but just getting to see that on there is really gorgeous. Another game for me that I find to be very intriguing is ARMS. Now, ARMS this is a game that will require, and also the next game I'm about to talk about, it requires the Joy-Cons. So you must have the Joy-Cons. Now, if you get the Nintendo Switch, you're obviously going to have the Joy-Cons. Now, with this game, you will be boxing, pretty much. That's essentially what this is. But when I look at this trailer, I basically see Nintendo's version of Overwatch, which really excites me, being so that Overwatch has pretty much been my favorite game of this last year. That and, Uncharted 4, but more so Overwatch. It's a spectacular, so much fun ride. I never thought I'd have as much fun playing Overwatch as I do and I'm having right now. And this to me looks very similar, just a Nintendo spin on it. It's an interactive game. It's called ARMS. The name is pretty stupid. I'm sorry. I get it. It's about arms. If it were me, I would have called it Stretch or something more creative than Arms. What's the sequel going to be called? Legs? Elbows? Ears? Teeth? Jesus. Teeth? My God. What were those guys thinking over there in Japan and all that? They're like, yes, ARMS, we're gonna call it that. They all vote on ARMS, right? You've got like a bunch of really badass titles, like, not Stretch, but I don't know, just like the Omega something or Delta, whatever, just really cool things. Okay, you got cool, and then some idiots just goes, hey, what about ARMS? And they're like, yes. Yep, we're going with that one. Whatever. Aside from the name, it looks cool. Your character's arms, they're like these really squiggly type bungee cord things, and they stretch out. They stretch. And the Joy-Con molds to your hands apparently. And anytime you move your hand, like you move your character with your wrists. And you punch out to punch, and for long distance shots. Now, another thing that will go along with this game is Nintendo's online service. Very similar to Xbox Live or PlayStation Plus. Now, I believe the first 6 months from March to, I want to say, September? Yeah. Starting in fall of 2017, you will have to pay for this service, but for those first 6 months, I do believe it is free. So, hey, that's a plus, and you're not required to need that Nintendo online service for certain games like I'm about to talk about, or maybe Mario Kart 8, but I do believe you will need that for ARMS, being so as it is an online interactive game. So, again, very similar into the sense of Overwatch, but hey, that's good. I feel like Nintendo should adopt that, and then maybe ARMS does become more of a household name, brand, and game. There's one huge one for me, which I'm about to talk about, but I just have to mention that EA is apparently teaming up with them again, Nintendo, which is interesting because they had a deal years ago in 2011, 2012 with the Wii U, then they backed out because no one was selling, now they're back in. So we're going to be seeing FIFA as in NBA 2K18. Now, I do have to say NBA is my favorite shit ever, next to Overwatch and Uncharted, and it's to me, I know a lot of people are gonna contradict me here. Okay, I get it. This might be more of a solo opinion, although it's pretty much the same thing every year. I personally, I enjoy NBA more than Madden, more than MLB, more than NHL, and definitely more than FIFA. And I cannot wait to see what that would be like, like basketball tournaments portably. That's pretty sweet online. Or you could go out and just play, in hoops, which is always a good time also, but NBA is just so much fun, so I'm glad to see that title in there. Skyrim is apparently also coming, and Sega is doing some other thing as well. They're bringing back Sonic Dash or Mega, or I think it's called Sonic Mega. I don't even know. I don't really care. It's a new Sonic game that's, Sega's teaming up with. Sega's doing another game also, which is kind of anime-esque. I don't know too much about it, nor do I really care. Personally, I know that is a big deal for a ton of people, and more power to you, but more so for me, I'm more on that basicer level of Mario and ARMS, and that type of stuff. More intrigues me than anime, but hey, that's just me. The big one I keep postponing because I love it so much. For me, this is the big guns here. Super Mario Odyssey. Now, this was that big Mario game that they've been teasing since the announcement of the Nintendo Switch. And we all thought it would just be a new Super Mario game, but for the Switch. It is, but it isn't. They're calling this Super Mario Bros. Mixed with Super Mario Sunshine, mixed mainly based heavily from Super Mario 64. Now, hey, that's pretty damn cool in the sense because we haven't seen anything like this since Super Mario Sunshine and Super Mario 64. We have pretty much relatively only seen platformers or the Super Mario World 3D, which is just a 3D platformer, or even Super Mario Galaxy, more of a 3D multiplayer or platformer, multiplayer, all that. So, and then of course you've got Mario Kart, but, in the sense of some Super Mario games, you don't get too many of these. And just from the announcement trailer, this is sweet. You've got Mario, he's popping out of sewers, he's chilling with the Ninja Turtles down there, he pops up, and he's got this hat, it's got eyeballs, it's looking at you up and down, right? And you're jumping off of buildings, you're going through the desert, you're in this I don't know what Dia de los Muertos area thing. I don't know. You're underwater. You're in a forest. You're in the moon. It's sweet. It is so sweet. It tastes good. It tastes good. So I'm liking this. I think that looks so much fun. I just hope it has a plot. For me, the best part about platformers. I love platformers. I know some people hate them. I love them. And I think what makes them so much, fun there's different worlds, right? And I don't want this game to be contained to just levels and worlds, but I do want there to be a continuous plot, in which case, maybe it is Peach gets kidnapped, but, maybe Bowser does something to bring him to the real world, and Mario's kind of just lost in this real world, so you get to have as many sandbox-esque type adventures by yourself as Mario, but there also is this overlooming plot, which I cannot wait to explore if I do end up getting that Nintendo Switch. Now, I don't know right now if we will be able to get a version of Super Mario Odyssey for the 3DS, but if we do, it will be sometime much later in 2018, probably like holiday time 2018, mainly because Super Mario Odyssey will not be releasing until holiday time of 2017, which is roughly 11 months from now, roughly, because holiday time for stores and big companies starts around November 1st, so they like to utilize those full 2 months of, the Christmas, Hanukkah, Thanksgiving-ish time, Black Friday time, to, release a lot of this stuff. So the way I'm saying it is you've got about 11 months to prepare for this, and I'm assuming we're going to just get tons more announcements for this, but for me, this is pretty cool stuff. Certain games like Super Mario Odyssey and even that ARMS game do intrigue me to want to get this, because of just my love for Overwatch and just my love for Mario, and also Super Mario 8, or Mario Party 8, Mario Kart 8, there's so many, but I do wonder if we'll be getting a Brawl, if we'll be getting a Mario Party, we'll have to see, maybe some, Yoshi, Yoshi's Woolly World did pretty well, and Donkey Kong, Tropical Freeze, and, Return, they did really well also, so we'll see where some other of those Nintendo characters go, but there is a lot of potential. I just hope it pays off. So, hey, you guys let me know your thoughts on this, and if you enjoyed this somewhat special-ish, type-ish event for a special on the Big Bang Network with the animation block, and if you would prefer some of these more in the future, every once in a while when there's a big event, but of course, make sure you are tuning in. It should be posting later today, maybe tomorrow. I don't know how it's going to go for a brand new episode of the Animation Blog, a regular episode. So that's pretty cool. You're going to get a 2-for-1 special if you're a fan of the Big Bang Network, which I have to thank everybody for the new subscribers. We've gotten about like a little over 100 just a few weeks. That's pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet. Also, make sure you are checking out Infinite Attitude for more of me and me just talking. Just type in Infinite Attitude or go to the channels list, and you'll just get a bunch of other cool stuff, maybe. So we'll see how it goes. But thanks so much for watching. And I'm Ryder, and I will catch you guys next time.